Hey, I'm Mark McKinney from Mark McKinney Company, an award-winning singer-songwriter from Pembroke, North Carolina. Been playing music for about 20 years now, through different genres, rock music, but I sort of found my home here with country music. We've wrote a few songs and won several awards, Carolina Country Music Awards and Josie Music Awards. So it's been a great ride so far. So hopefully everything continues and just builds from here. So this song is called Any Way She Wants It. It is absolutely inspired by the ladies. 2, 3, 4. You're wasting your time, leaving this party. Beautiful girl, long neck in my hand. She came along, only broken hearted. Sweet little thing, leaving with me tonight. We're on every red light, leaving this town. Every girl wrong, we'll be burning them down. Slide a little closer, put your arms around me. Way back in the past, till the break of dawn. Turn the dial to 11 just to sing a song. That's the way I want it, any way she wants it. Sitting on the creek bank, looking at the stars. The breeze blowing through the robin hair. Just one kiss, where it started. Already know how I want it to be. Yeah, I fired up the windows in my own truck. Holding you tight, girl, I can't get enough. Loving every moment we're together. Jump in the river from the heat of the night. Living every dollar this American life. That's the way I want it, any way she wants it. If she wants to hit the town, just stay home. If she wants to dance all night long. If she wants to see the northern lights, make it happen, whatever she wants. Yeah, girl. We're on every red light, leaving this town. Hit the dirt road, we'll be burning them down. Slide a little closer, put your arms around me. Way back in the pines till the break of dawn. Turn it down to 11 just to sing a song. That's the way I want it, any way she wants it. Hit the fire up the windows in my own truck. Holding you tight, girl, I can't get enough. Loving every moment we're together. Jump in the river from the heat of the night. Living every job of this American life. That's the way I want it, any way she wants it. Yeah, that's the way I want it, any way she wants it. Yeah, that's the way I want it, any way she wants it. I probably started playing music about 12, 13 years old. What's pretty cool about it is I was in middle school, and I recall having some friends. We all wanted to be in a band, but none of us, of course, could play any instruments, or for that matter, had any instruments to play. So early on, I wanted to be in a band, or I wanted to do something with music. I guess I didn't know quite how. until I met these guys. And then I was like, this is something I'd love to try and do. So I just sort of ended up getting an old guitar from somewhere. What's terrible is I don't know where that guitar is right now. I should know. It started me off. My family sort of was into country music. They were into old 70s music. But most importantly, what for me was just like some of the, what they call outlaw country now. Back then it was just, everything was regular country. And so I would say, Johnny Cash's, Hank Williams Jr.'s in country music. But as I got a little older, I started kind of liking the harder edge. So I guess that sort of pushed me towards rock and roll. And then I started, of course, liking Led Zeppelin, Guns N' Roses, those type of bands. And I guess that sort of pushed me in the direction that would be my next step, which would be playing rock and roll music. I like, some of this newer country. Some of it's pretty catchy. But I guess I'm still listening to sort of the older country, still some rock and roll, but old rock and roll, more like 70s. 70s rock and roll, that era of rock and roll was the absolute best. And I find myself going back to the classic stations, a lot nowadays. Yes, my first concert, man, was Bad Company and Damn Yankees. I'll never forget that. That sort of was around those 12, 13-year-old age. I was with some of my friends, and I guess my mom and them probably dropped us off. I'm sure it was in Fayetteville, North Carolina. But it was Bad Company. I really loved Bad Company, so that old sort of rock and roll stuff just really stuck with me. And then with the Damn Yankees, they were an accumulation of a couple different bands. One of them being like one of my favorite guys, which is a guy from Styx. And of course, Ted Nugent was in the band. So they were great musicians, and they were able to do something that I think a lot of musicians who come together who are powerhouse musicians, a lot of them can't do. They can't fix trucks like this one over here. It's in the background. I think that's a truck. I think would be to never give up on your dreams, of course, but just never let anybody tell you you're not good enough or you can't do something. I think that was probably maybe when I was around 17, 18. It was sort of, that time where I was in the middle of, am I really going to continue doing this or am I going to live a normal life like everybody else? You're going to go get this 9-to-5 job. It's like, it's not really for me, the 9-to-5 job, but I mean, those are the type of things that I guess you have to do, but for me, that's what it was. It was like, man, don't stop, don't quit, don't stop doing what you're doing. It's important to get music out there to people, no matter what. So I think that would be the best piece of advice I got. Of course, Charly Lowry, but I'm still in the conversations with her about that, but.
I was sitting here thinking, it better be me.
But I guess if it would be a woman, Sheryl Crow would be a really good one. I love Sheryl Crow, just got an amazing voice. I've always loved her music. If it was a male, then it would probably be someone who's already gone on, which would be Freddie Mercury, which is like one of my favorite vocalists, probably of all time. So yeah, maybe those two. If I can't get Charlie, we'll work it out. I love to go camping. I love to go sightseeing, like old houses or old properties, things like that. Definitely visiting mountain areas, and of course I love the beach. I play quite a bit at the beach. So yeah, just just getting out and seeing all that life has to offer. Because life's so short, I guess, something I just like to get out and visit things like this, old houses, old tombstones, just to find. I'm sort of a history buff now. I wasn't when I was younger, but I think more and more, I guess as you get a little older, history starts creeping in. And I sort of love history and things that are history. Favorite venue that I play right now would probably be Boardwalk Billy's, which is sort of a place to hang out and restaurant in sort of in one. But the thing about Boardwalk Billy's is there's always a great crowd there. I mean, even if it's a Monday night sometimes, and you play, there could be 100 people there or more. You never know, but probably the best place, my most, my most favorite. And I'd say the worst would be probably in the past. I'd have to go back in the past to get a bad one. And that would be a place called Somewhere Else Tavern. Yeah, that was a rough one. Be yourself. If you're gonna write or original music, write what is true to you. Don't do anything that's not necessarily who you are, but don't write anything that's not you. It should be what you feel inside. I think just pursue that and just continue to try to get better at your craft, and trust me, it'll work out in the end. You'll get better and better, and more people recognize that. So just be true to yourself, I guess. True to your art. Oh my goodness. That's a good question. Useless talents. Would it be one where you roll your tongue up? I mean, I think this is genetic or something. Somebody told me one time, like, only so many people can do stuff like this, but it's, I'd probably be still working at my dad's mobile home supply. The company, I worked there for him for about 20 years, so I'd probably still be doing that. Can't see doing anything else. He's already showed me sort of how to be an entrepreneur, so couldn't imagine doing anything else. I'm working for anybody else now, since I've sort of worked for myself, or working for my dad, but still working for myself at the same time. Yeah, I'd say that's what I'd be doing. There's several different ways I end up writing songs. Some of them are maybe just coming up with some sort of guitar riff. I've done that in the past and it's worked. Some of them are, and I've had some really good ones where it was just singing melodies and something just sort of pop into your head. But I've gotten a lot of work done on rides back and forth to gigs. Shows we're playing, I'll be by myself. So I just like sort of be sitting riding down the road, let me say, and something come to me, and I'll just work off of it and keep working off of it. And so by the time I get to the gig, I'll have maybe a verse done or a chorus done, or if nothing, just one line. I know when me and Charly were rehearsing not too long ago, that's what we were talking about, even if you sort of just get that one line, even if you've worked on it for hours, sometimes that one line is the one that leads you to other great lines, and that sort of builds the song. So there's several different ways I guess I do it. There's no like set pattern. You know, I just never. I'll tell you, I never sit down and say I'm about to write a song. I normally just sit down and fool around, and it comes, or it doesn't come. Jerry Rafferty's got a song called "Right Down the Line." That or the Edmund Fitzgerald. Isn't that Gordon Lightfoot or somebody who wrote that? I think so. But that's who I would. That's and that's like way off from what I do. But it's sort of, when I was young, that's some of the songs that were still still popular. So I just gravitated to some of those songs. But those two in general are two really good songs. Even though a lot of people probably won't know who Jerry Rafferty is, but he's a really good singer-songwriter. And probably my favorite song that I've written would have to be Any Way She Wants It or Man, I Miss It. We got a new single out right now. It's called Man, I Miss It. Not because it's the new single, but just with Man, I Miss It, song's basically about part of my life, hanging out with my writing partner and my guitar player for the current band I'm in, Mark McKinney and Company. We used to hang out a lot when we were younger, and pretty much the songs has a lot to do with that. A lot to do with the things we were doing at the time. So I guess that's sort of, there's a lot of meaning, deep meaning to that song. So if you like what you're seeing and what you're hearing, you can always check out my Facebook page or my Instagram page. Facebook is Mark McKinney, the &sign CO, and Instagram would be Mark McKinney, ANDCO. Also, give this a like or a thumbs up, and make sure you subscribe.